A hidden war is raging behind the scenes at Buckingham Palace. The Cold War between Queen Camilla and Prince William has reached a point where it can no longer be concealed. Camilla's distant relationship with Charlotte, George, and Louis is proof that Diana's legacy still lives on. But what's truly shocking is William's latest decision to completely sideline Camilla. You can watch the video to the end and let us know in the comments whether you think this decision was right or wrong. The final months of 2024 appeared business as usual at Buckingham Palace, but behind the scenes, major changes were taking place. While the royal family's daily routines remained the same, the balance of power was quietly beginning to shift. Prince William, at 42, was no longer just the future king, but had become an influential decision-maker in the present situation. His father, King Charles's struggle with health issues had made it necessary for William to take a more active role, but this situation was creating unexpected tensions within the royal family. At the center of this tension was Queen Camilla. The 77-year-old Camilla had held a powerful position alongside Charles for years. Her integration into the royal family after Diana's death had not been easy, but over time she had gained acceptance and become an effective queen. However, something had begun to change in the last 6 months. William's decisions were being made without consulting Camilla's views. More importantly, William, together with his wife Kate Middleton, was pursuing a strategy of bringing their children to the forefront. The brightest star of this strategy was 9-year-old Princess Charlotte. In September 2024, Princess Charlotte's first serious official duty was a children's charity event held at Windsor Castle. This event had actually been planned as a routine royal duty, but Charlotte's performance exceeded everyone's expectations. On the morning of the event, it was clear that Kate was anxious while preparing Charlotte. "This is your first big duty, my dear daughter," she said. "Just be natural. Do what your heart tells you." When they arrived at Windsor Castle, Charlotte's eyes lit up. The enchanting atmosphere of the castle had excited her, but also calmed her down. The little princess acted as comfortably as if she had been born there. When the event began, Charlotte's behavior surprised everyone. The 9-year-old princess acted so naturally and confidently at the event that even experienced royal protocol experts were impressed. When talking to young children, she would kneel down to their level. This gesture reminded everyone of Diana's famous behavior. When a 6-year-old girl started crying, Charlotte went to comfort her without hesitation. "Don't worry, I get scared sometimes too, but then it passes," she whispered in her ear. This moment was captured by cameras and went viral on social media. Her connection with elderly visitors was also impressive. An 85-year-old woman named Margaret Thompson said, "This little princess made me feel 50 years younger." Charlotte had held the elderly woman's hand and listened to her. Her brief but effective answers to journalists showed how intelligent she was. To the question, "What do you think about this charity?" she replied, "Children should be happy, and I want to see them happy too." The media labeled her a natural-born leader. BBC's royal correspondent Sarah Mitchell wrote, "Charlotte has Diana's charisma, but also her own unique warmth." Following this success, William and Kate decided to assign Charlotte to official events more frequently. William was saying, "Charlotte has natural talent. We should develop it." In October, during a visit to London Children's Hospital, Charlotte's spontaneous behavior once again drew attention. She played with sick children, distributed small gifts to them, and took individual interest in each one. In November, Charlotte's brief speech at a charity campaign launch held at Westminster Abbey was watched millions of times on YouTube. "All children are special. All children deserve love," she had said in her sweet voice. Kate was very proud of her daughter's success. She was telling those close to her, "Charlotte has natural leadership ability. She doesn't just follow protocol, she makes real connections with people. She carries Diana's genes." The hashtag #Princess Charlotte was constantly trending on social media. People were sharing her photos and watching her videos over and over again. Comments frequently included expressions like "future queen," "Diana's spirit." During this period, Charlotte's personal development was also remarkable. In her private lessons, she was working on empathy, diplomacy, and public speaking. Her teachers were amazed by her extraordinary learning capacity. But this rise didn't please everyone in the palace. Charlotte's increasing popularity was beginning to create concern in some circles. Queen Camilla had initially accepted Charlotte's rising popularity as normal. After all, it was good for the royal family for the younger generation to come forward. But things were progressing much faster than William had expected. The first warning signs came right after Charlotte's Windsor event. Camilla had said to Charles, "Isn't it a bit much? This much action for a 9-year-old child." Charles had replied, "The people love her. That's a beautiful thing." But Camilla's concerns weren't just about Charlotte's age. Her real discomfort was that William was completely sidelining her in this process. Camilla, who had been influential in important decisions within the royal family for years, was never consulted about Charlotte. In October, Camilla had expressed her complaint to her close friend Duchess Margaret Thornbury. "William is managing Charlotte like a little celebrity. This isn't healthy." What was even more disturbing was that the media was beginning to compare Camilla with Charlotte. Some newspapers were running headlines like "Old Guard versus New Generation." These comparisons deeply wounded Camilla. At the end of November, when plans were being made for the traditional Royal Variety Performance event, Camilla was met with a shock. William wanted Charlotte to take a special role in this prestigious event. Even more surprising, he had made this decision without consulting Camilla. Learning of this situation through Charles's private secretary, Camilla was first surprised, then angry. Camilla, who had been influential in all important events for years, was now being informed at the last minute. According to palace sources, Camilla had reacted quite harshly when she learned of this situation. In her private meeting with Charles, she had asked, "Is it appropriate for a 9-year-old child to be so prominent in such an important event?" There was both concern and hidden anger in her voice. "This child doesn't even know the protocols properly yet. What if she makes a mistake? What if she gets stage fright? The royal family's reputation is at risk," Camilla had added. Charles had tried to calm his wife, but Camilla's concerns didn't seem justified to him. "Charlotte is a very talented child. William and Kate are preparing her well," he had said. But the real drama occurred when William intervened in this matter. Hearing Camilla's objections, William decided to speak directly with her. William's response was clear and cold. "Camilla, Charlotte has won the people's love. We must take advantage of this opportunity. Besides, these decisions now concern our family's future, and I know what to do about my own daughter." The emphasis on "our family" in these words had deeply affected Camilla. William was indirectly implying that Camilla was outside the family. After this conversation, icy winds began to blow in the palace. Camilla now understood that William was disregarding her and felt great discomfort from this. Camilla's relationship with William's children had never been warm. She was polite and respectful toward George, Charlotte, and Louis, but she lacked the natural maternal warmth that Diana had shown to her children. Charlotte in particular noticed her grandmother's distant attitude. The intelligent and observant little princess could sense that Camilla treated her differently. This situation bothered William and Kate. Kate had once told a close friend, "Charlotte doesn't feel comfortable around Camilla. This saddens me too." Diana's memory still cast a strong shadow over these relationships. For William, the mother, and for the children, the grandmother was Diana. Camilla had always remained in the background in this dynamic. In December, when preparations began for the Royal Christmas Concert, one of the year's most important royal events, tension reached its peak. William wanted Charlotte to give a solo performance at this concert. Charlotte was learning to play piano and had reached a level where she could play a small piece. William thought this would be a perfect opportunity. Camilla vehemently opposed this idea. At the palace meeting, she said, "This is too risky. What if she makes a mistake? What if she gets stage fright? The royal family's reputation would be in jeopardy." William's response shocked everyone in the room. "Camilla, you seem to be underestimating Charlotte's talents. She contributes a lot to this family, and we will support her." After these words, Camilla left the meeting. King Charles was caught between his wife and his son. On one hand, he understood Camilla's concerns. Charlotte was really very young and might not be ready for such great responsibility. On the other hand, he thought William's modernization strategy was correct. The royal family should change and become closer to the people, and Charlotte was the perfect symbol of this change. Charles tried to mediate between the two sides. He had a private meeting with Camilla. "Dear Camilla, it would be good if you tried to be warmer toward William's children. They are the future of this family." Camilla's response was harsh. "I'm not treating them badly, Charles. I just don't think it's right for a 9-year-old child to be under this much pressure." Throughout December, the media eagerly awaited Charlotte's solo performance at the Christmas concert. The #sign Charlotte Piano trended on social media. People were curious about which piece the young princess would play. This public support strengthened William's position. Royal experts were writing that Charlotte's popularity was very valuable for the monarchy. However, Camilla also had supporters. Some traditionalist writers argued that it wasn't right for children to be exposed to this much pressure at this age. William and Kate were tired of Camilla's constant opposition. One evening, they held a private meeting at Kensington Palace. The participants were William, Kate, and William's closest advisors. The decision made at the meeting was shocking. Charlotte's Christmas concert performance was just the beginning. In 2025, Charlotte would be given greater responsibilities. But most importantly, Camilla's views would no longer be taken into consideration when making these decisions. William's final words were clear. "Charlotte is the future of this family. We will prepare her, and no one can stop us." On the evening of December 22, 2024, the Royal Christmas Concert began at Royal Albert Hall. Thousands of guests and millions of television viewers were waiting for Charlotte's performance. Camilla was sitting in the royal box with other family members. There was worry on her face. What would happen when Charlotte took the stage? When Charlotte took the stage, a deep silence fell over the hall. The little princess, in her white dress, sat at the piano. When the first notes were played, everyone held their breath. Charlotte gave a perfect performance. She played a simplified version of Chopin's Minute Waltz flawlessly. A standing ovation came from the hall. Even Camilla was applauding, but in her eyes there was not only appreciation, but also concern. After the concert, Charlotte became the darling of the media. They ran headlines like "Prodigy Princess." The international press wrote about the child genius. William and Kate were extremely happy with their daughter's success. This success created perfect ground for future plans. But Camilla's concerns were increasing. Was being under this much attention at such a young age healthy for Charlotte? Entering 2025, William and Kate announced their new plans. Charlotte would be given the title Young Royal Ambassador. This was the first time in royal history that such a title was given at this age. When Camilla heard this decision, she had a serious conversation with Charles. "This is too much. A child cannot carry this much responsibility." Charles had already made up his mind. "Camilla, times are changing. We must support William and Charlotte." In January 2025, when plans were being made for an important royal event, Camilla was not informed about the program. This was a huge shock for her. Camilla, who had been involved in all important decisions for years, was now being sidelined. William's message was clear. There was no place for Camilla in future plans. 9-year-old Charlotte was beginning to notice the tension happening around her. She saw the silence between her grandfather Charles and Camilla, noticed that her parents didn't talk about Camilla. One day she asked Kate, "Mom, why doesn't Camilla love me?" Kate's response was careful. Dear Charlotte, Camilla loves you. Sometimes adults just think differently. But Charlotte was a smart child. She could sense the tension within the family. In February 2025, Charlotte had her first official duty with the Young Royal Ambassador title. She would participate in a children's hospital opening. The event was a great success. Charlotte's connection with the hospital's young patients impressed everyone. The media described her as the future perfect queen. William's strategy was working. Charlotte was becoming the new face of the monarchy. In March, William made a bold decision. A special video focused on Charlotte was published on the royal family's official social media accounts. The video showed Charlotte's duties and achievements in recent months. The video was watched millions of times. Comments were full of praise for Charlotte. "Our future is secure," was being written. When Camilla saw this video, she understood the seriousness of the situation. William wasn't just bringing Charlotte forward, he was making her the center of the monarchy. In April 2025, one final drama occurred before the royal family's traditional Easter celebration. Camilla gave Charles an ultimatum. Either William's excessive Charlotte focus is stopped, or I will no longer participate in important events. Charles's response shocked Camilla. "Camilla, William is right. Charlotte is truly special, and the royal family is changing." After this conversation, Camilla did not participate in the Easter celebration. The official explanation was mild illness, but the real reason was obvious. Charlotte's performance at Easter solidified her position in the royal family. She was no longer just William and Kate's daughter, but the symbol of the monarchy's future. Camilla's withdrawal completed William's victory. No one could stop Charlotte's rise anymore. Royal experts called this change the quiet revolution. Without making any noise, William and Charlotte had taken control of the monarchy. Diana's spirit continued to live on in Charlotte, and this time no one could stop her. 9-year-old Princess Charlotte was no longer just a child. She was the future of the royal family, and this future would be shaped without Camilla's interference. This is how the silent power struggle at Buckingham Palace ended with William and Charlotte's victory. Camilla's 20 years of experience proved ineffective against a 9-year-old princess. See you in the next video.